If you're going to just hang out and listen, then you might want to grab a cup of coffee and chill for a little while. But if you're going to actually get some work done while we are together, then we're going to get started in another minute. All right. And the topic that we're talking about is, I think I kind of have to look at it. I'll set the timer and then I'll read the topic. So ready, set, get to work. All right. All right. So now I'm going to look at my phone right now and read exactly what it is that I wrote. And let's get to it. The Tidy Tutor, that's me. And I wrote, give me a second. I wrote, all right, 15 minutes to declutter while we chat. And the topic is when you need a life change, and decluttering is a huge part of the transformation. So like you might be thinking, well, all right, that's great. I need a life change and decluttering my house will be a big part of that transformation. Thinking that it's part of what I want to change. But that's not what I'm talking about here. I'm talking about that there's things in your life that you want changing. Like maybe you have relationship difficulties, or maybe you have financial difficulties, or maybe you are in a dead-end job and you've been wanting to move to another job, or you want to move out of where you're living right now, or you have you want to start a business, or anything like you're anything that gets us to say what we say in January every year, like, I'm going to make a resolution, even if it's physical fitness, even if it's like, you know what, I really need to lose weight, or I really want to be in better shape, and you struggle with it. Here's my point, all right? It's about the struggle that I'm talking about here. Because let's face it, if it was easy, if we were doing something and it was easy and we liked it, we wouldn't want a change, right? We wouldn't want a change, we wouldn't need a change, would be great. Everything would be great, right? But what I'm talking about is those parts of our life that feel like there's always a snag in them, like you just know that there's something that's better, something that you need. And decluttering can really be a kickoff point to make the changes that you want to make. There is energy in everything. Everything has energy. Now, we've known that, like that's something that's kind of like a spiritual thing people have been saying for so many years, but science always ends up catching up with the spiritual, Like remember years and years ago, they said that you can never run a 4-minute mile, I think it was, that it was physically impossible to run a 4-minute mile. And then one day, I forget who it was, somebody wants to put it in the chat, then, please do. Who was it that ran a 4-minute mile? But somebody did. And then guess what? Right after that, so many people were running under 4-minute miles. And it continued to break records. High school students were. Because now, before, it felt like an impossibility. Now, it was possible. And so there's been plenty of times that science has to catch up with the spirituality part of it. Like it used to say that, it's in your genes, can't be changed. Well, they found out that that's not true. So how about we embrace what we learn from science when it comes to like what I'm talking about here with the energy, right? They can measure energy now. They know that everything is energy and everything doesn't give off the same vibe, okay? Like there is this one study done, I think his name was Miri Mosho. I'm sorry if I butchered his name. He was I think he was Japanese. I don't remember, but he was definitely Asian. So, who did experiments on speaking to water. And if you spoke to water, there was a way that we could take a picture of what those words did to the composition of that water. And if you spoke wonderful, beautiful words to it, like I love you, you're amazing, you're good, then the picture came out looking like a snowflake. It was beautiful. If you said hurtful words to it, like I hate you, you're ugly, you're worthless, or cursed at it, the picture was like a blobbish black image. So there's a lot more to this. I won't get into it. The whole thing I'm saying here is that we have learned, as we've known throughout history, spirituality wise, like through the Bible and through many other spiritual teachings, that everything gives off something, that there's an energy to everything. Have you ever cleaned a closet, right? You clean your closet, you open a closet's a wreck, there's all crap in there, you open it up, stuff spills out. One day you say, you know what, I've had it. And you get in there and you clean your closet. You get rid of stuff you don't need, right? Maybe you have residual behind you because you didn't exactly, get rid of everything yet, but you did clean out that closet. And now you have only what you need, want, use, love in there, right? You open that closet door the next day without remembering that you did this. And the feeling is so different. You say to yourself, it feels like something moved out of there. It feels like there was something dark in there. Now, I am not saying that there's anything demonic or evil. I'm not saying that at all. It's just that everything gives off something and there is an energy in there. And what does that energy say? It says, part of it would say, I won't have enough, so I have to keep these things. So there you have the energy of lack. You might have, I'm unworthy. I don't matter. I don't have to take care of these things. So now there's a feeling of unworthiness, unrighteousness. Now, another thing that can be in there is confusion. Now, there's a verse in the Bible that says, where there is confusion, there is every evil work. What's going on with the confusion, right? Now, I am not just saying this from, just for the heck of it. Like every single self-help betterment course that I've taken, every one of them that had nothing to do with cleaning up the house or getting your act together, started with declutter your home, declutter your space. If you have, say you have, like money everywhere. And what I mean by that is you have, change in your couch, you went away and you still have the bills from, the where you went, that was like the foreign money. You have that stuffed somewhere. You have money in clumps in your wallet or in the bottom of your pocketbook, right? I've taken a money mindset course, and they said first thing to do, go around and grab all that money that you've got going on, because you're giving the universe a message that money doesn't matter, and that yes, maybe I want money, but I don't need to take care of it. Same thing with say you need a new car, right? You need a new car, but you're always bashing your old car. Oh, this car sucks. Oh, I hate this car. And you treat it badly. You don't ever get it. It's, you don't wash it. You don't keep it clean. You don't appreciate it, right? What kind of a message are we giving out there? We're giving out there that, cars don't matter to me. It doesn't matter. I can't be thankful. Thankfulness is huge. I can't be thankful for what I have. Because let me tell you, I've lived without a car for a while. I have a daughter who one time got into an accident with my car, and I had no collision. It was an older car. There's no reason to have collision, and I couldn't drive it. And I had to take buses, man. I had to take buses. I was cleaning houses at the time. Something that would take me 10 minutes to get to in the car took me an hour changing 2 buses. And when the weather is sucky, holy mackerel, do you miss your car. So even if you have a car that's, not exactly what you wanted, well, what do we want to bring into our world? Well, we have to exude what it is that we want. So appreciating what we have, taking care of what we have. And I think that sometimes, I'm going to look at the time so that we know how much time we have left. I feel like sometimes having a different reason to declutter will like spur up the desire and spur us to be differently motivated. You know, at first you might be motivated because you're like, oh, nobody should live this way. This is horrible. You know, you crash, you hit bottom. And then after a while, you know, you kind of lose steam, you know, you kind of lose steam. Well, grabbing another reason is always so helpful. And I think this reason is one of the best reasons you could have, because you only get one life, right? We have 4 minutes and 48 seconds, so almost 5 minutes left. You only get one life, right? And so what if your kitchen counter is affecting what it is that you want to change in your life? And I do this in Tidy Tutor. We talk about how we can do an upgrade. Like, how can I upgrade this portion of my home that has to do with what I want to change in my life? So let's say you say, all right, I want my relationships to be better. I want my relationships with my children to be more fulfilling. So you have an estranged relationship with a child or a sister or somebody. And you could say, well, I'm going to dedicate this, and then pick the room. What room would it be? Maybe the kitchen, because you could think, oh, I'll have my family here. This is the hub of the home. I'm going to dedicate the decluttering of this kitchen to the next level of what I need in my life with my relationships. Let's say not emotional. Let's say it's a romance, right? Say you're alone and you want somebody in your life, and it just hasn't been working out, one thing after the other. I'm not saying this is the only thing, right? But it is a thing and a big thing. So maybe in that case, it would be your bedroom, right? Doesn't mean you're going to bring somebody home and sleep with them in there. I don't mean that, but it represents romance, doesn't it? Your bedroom. Let's say you could say your front door. That would be a great one to do. To start with your front door, your entrance way. You could say, well, I really don't have friends, or I really need whatever. Put it in there. The front door is a great place to start because it's the entrance to your home, right? You could think about your windows. It could be your windows. You could say, how long has it been since I washed these curtains on my home? When was the last time I took down these curtains? Has it been 10 years that these curtains have been hung? What about washing the windows, taking down the curtains, refreshing them? You don't have to do it all at one time, but you could dedicate that to maybe like being more out in the open, right? The windows of our soul, or I think in feng shui, windows are a big deal. Windows. So you could say, I don't remember exactly, but you could look it up, the whole feng shui thing, because windows are a big deal to keep them clean. There's a representation there of something that you might need to come to pass in your life, and use decluttering to bring it there. Say it's work and you have an office area, right? Well, that would be perfect, even if you don't work from home. Say it's work and you have a whole bunch of notebooks and kind of stuff that's office-ish type stuff that is, old, you don't use them anymore, cluttered, stuff under your bed. That could be something, stuff under your bed. I'm going to dedicate this dejunking session and to uncover all of the things that I've been holding down in my life. Under your bed could represent that. Get under there, push it out, get rid of that stuff. Now in Tidy Tutor Masterclass, it used to be known as Tidy Tutor University. Tidy Tutor University is now the place of learning, and the Masterclass is my actual signature course. In our second session, which is completely up now, it's all on dejunking. I do, here are the supplies that you need. And I'm telling you, you need these supplies because when you go into a space and you want to dejunk it, a lot of times we make more mess than we start with. We don't want to do that. And we want it to be ordered. We want our dejunking sessions not to be confusing, right? So say you are like, I got to get to my bedroom. So you get to your bedroom with those supplies and then you get to work. You set a timer. You don't have to be there all day. It's a beautiful thing. So if you go to my website, thetidytutor.com, I could put it here in the link. And right now I have it that you can enroll for as little as $3. Now this is going to change because I've been talking to God about this. All right, our time's up. All right, 15 minutes has been up. So let me know what you've gotten done in this 15 minutes while we're talking. So I'm just giving you now a resource to go to get the help that you need because no man is an island and we need each other. And this is something that's tried and true and it works. Now, when I just said that I've talked to God and I need to change this, I asked God about it because whether you know it or not, I don't know if you know it, but it was on my heart that my business is more a ministry than it is a business. And that I don't want to not have this available to everyone, anybody that could afford it. And so the way I did it was I said, all right, well then it'll be $3 minimum. At first I was going to do just $1. The reason I didn't do just $1 is because what comes to me, I think is maybe 60 cents or something like that, or much less than that because of whatever the transaction is. And it just felt bad in here. I felt like, well, that's wrong. Something's wrong about that. But then there's something else, is that there's something that could happen with spamming or something if it's $1. But if you go to the $3 point, then you eliminate that spamming thing that could happen. And so I had a minimum of $3. And then the course is actually $497. And if you can pay the $497, it is worth it. Many people have in the past, or anything in between, right? Well, recently, what I've come to, and it's from somebody that I really feel like it was kind of like miraculous almost. Just so you know, we're done with the 15 minutes, so we're just gabbing for now. We usually just do this for about another 5 minutes, okay? So what happened was, I posted in one of the groups that I'm in about my pay what you can, is what I call it. And actually, it wasn't even about that. It was about something else. And then the instructor asked me, well, what do you have now? And I said that. And then somebody who happens to be my buddy, what do they call those people? Where your accountability buddy. She saw it and she said, you know what? I just came across this. You might really like it. And, before I did the pay what you can, I researched it. I saw, well, how does this work? How will it work? Can it work? How do you even make it happen? Because there's all this technical stuff on the other end. Anybody who's been following me, how difficult that was. And so it was just like, I never saw it. So I'm like, and it's wonderful. And this is the way it works. So this is how I'm going to do this. Here's what we need, because it's somebody that actually does this, and I love him. I think it's called, I forget what the guy's name is. I'll find it, but because he's just amazing. I forget what it is. Oh, gee, but really, kind soul. So wonderful. It's all about marketing and business and stuff, but in a very, very loving, giving way. And so anyway, what he does is here's what we need to maintain. This is our amount that we need so that we can maintain, because there's expenses and everything else. This is the price. This is the donation that we request. So here is what we need. Here is what we request. Can you do this? And then he does something else that is just a lifestyle thing. Like, if you can't eat, if you're in that hard of a position in life right now, then whatever you can. And then the whole thing that he talked about is just trust your people. Just trust your people and just be like, this is what it is. Because what really helped me in seeing that is that, yeah, there does need to be a even exchange, because he talked about that sometimes it's just people that don't want to deal with the money end of it, and so they push it off on their people, and that isn't fair. It isn't fair to do that. And I've been in on the other end where there was a pay what you can thing, and I remember feeling like, well, I'm not going to just give them this, and then I would do nothing because I would feel bad about the amount that I could give and compared to what the cost was, and then I wouldn't do it. So he was like, genuinely let them know this is what we're doing from our heart, whatever you can do. But just so you know, this is our maintenance course. This is what it takes for us to continue to maintain. Here is what we suggest. This is like, basically, it's like, we really don't want less than this. But if you are in a situation, we'll just trust you, and whatever you can. So that's what I'm doing. I have to of course work on the logistics of it and getting that all done, but it feels so good in my heart. And anyway, right now, please don't feel like, well, I don't want to do that because I can only do this much. Just do it, all right? It's there for you to use. Go to thetidytutor.com, get the master class, put in the amount that feels right in your heart. You could always give again. You could always give again in a way that you'd be like, all right, well, this month I'll do this, and then next month I'll do that. You could do that, right? This is between you and God. Because in the decluttering section, it's so great. We talk about the daily routine in the first one because we need a daily routine. And then in the second session, we go over decluttering. All the things that you need to declutter, what we use them for. I do a decluttering demonstration. It's a beautiful thing, right? And we'll sign out now, and I'll see you again tomorrow, okay? Mwah. Let's see how to stop this thing, because I've never done it on the iPad before, but we'll see. Okay, bye.